Welcome back to Ratchet and Clank. Can you tell I actually started and I stopped after the last part? Because I was basically back at
speaking of the last part, in between recording sessions, I quickly compiled a list of characters from Overwatch which I find the hottest, and
God.
alphabetically going from A to Z. First off,
are you okay? Real quick. Are you okay? You were utterly joking. Edgy, that's a hamster. That's a fucking hamster.
Clank? Clank?
Your
Come
point?
on, wake up!
At least you could. Never mind.
No, goofy.
Never mind.
It's me, Ratchet. What happened?
Atlantis.
You got
Oh my
toasted by
god.
lightning. This place
I don't like
is a
Atlantis.
heck of a storm.
Atlantis just as much as I don't like Orkson and Poketaru, but for a completely different reason. You have no Clank. You are Ratchet only. So even if you like using that stupid strafe, you wouldn't be able to use it in this planet.
Okay, I will say though, I do feel like they kind of chicken out, because in that cutscene it showed, Clank getting hurt, but then it was like, hey, I'm still alive, but then you still don't have access to him. It feels kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It would have been better if they just made it clear, like, oh, okay, Clank is out of commission and you need to look for like a repair guy.
No, I'd rather not. I'd rather the stage have been much shorter. I would rather the stage have been much shorter.
Right.
Like, I think this stage should have basically been much shorter than what they have it as.
I mean, the video length looks about the same as usual.
Yeah. 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 That also counts for basically getting all of the gold bolts, which there are 4.
Yeah. So you would say that this part of the game kind of overstays its welcome?
Yes. Especially considering how it's a late stage game and you have no Clank.
Yeah.
And that's...
Wait, hang on. Did you just say late stage game?
Yep. Late,
you meant late game stage.
Shut. My point is, the other 2 games, the later... Okay. Each game, I'm not sure about Into the Nexus and Rift Apart has at least one segment that you are Clankless, except for Deadlocked and Kraken Time and Quest for Booty. Deadlocked and Quest for Booty, you are 100% Clankless. Kraken Time,
yeah, but that's whole point of Deadlocked, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you are just you do not have Clank the entire game. In Deadlock, not Deadlock. Yeah, clock blockers. I'm not calling it Kraken Time because I like clock blockers a lot more. You are Clankless until the 75% point, in which case then you actually get back with Clank.
Wait, so what's the in-game reason for why you're not with Clank?
It's story.
Does Clank
it's
get like...
story. It's story stuff. You want me to go over it, or?
Yeah.
At the end of Tools,
although I can kind of assume that somewhere in the beginning, Clank is going to be sucked, and you need to go back in time to get him.
Actually, at the end of Tools of Destruction, Clank is actually kidnapped.
Oh, they end with a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So like I said, the entirety of Quest for Booty and Booty, you are without Clank.
Interesting.
Yeah. Going Commando has that portion right at the very beginning of the game, up until the 4th planet, which the planets are still pretty short by then, so you're not really dealing with a whole lot of bullshit. And the platforming challenges aren't as bad. They don't get they don't get as bad. They don't get the usual Ratchet and Clank levels of stuff until after you get Clank. So the beginning of the game is totally fine for with being without Clank.
Right. But okay, so if Tools of Destruction, if it ends with a cliffhanger, is that something the franchise does a lot, or
No.
is it only Tools of
No,
Destruction?
Tools of Destruction is the only cliffhanger ending.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like this kind of series where every game is going to end
Nope.
not in a cliffhanger, but like open. So like there is room for, or there is grounds for a sequel.
Yeah. Tools of Destruction is the Tools of Destruction and Quest for Booty are the only cliffhanger ending games that I played. I don't know if Into the Nexus ends with one for Rift Apart, and when I don't know how Rift Apart ends. So honestly, those two could end cliffhangery too.
Yeah, well, hopefully by the ending of this playthrough, I'll actually have played Rift Apart, and I'll
I doubt that.
yeah, so do I.
And
For fuck's sake, I've a job now. I don't have time to waste on video games.
and for up your arsenal, one planet you're without Clank, and one actual boss you're actually without Clank. Like, yeah, you actually do fight a boss without Clank. It's not a platforming challenge boss, though. It is not a platforming challenge boss.
All right.
So you're not really, it's not really a hard boss. But yeah. I think those kill you, I don't know. So I've never actually gotten hit by those. And that's the end of this first mission.
That looks pretty innocent.
Welcome to my shop. What can I get you? I'm looking for Drek. Sure, yeah, I got lots of stuff on
Oh, so this
sale.
is the guy that was
Nothing's
running around
wrong.
during the info
Nobody's
bot.
around to buy anything. Are you okay?
I think I recognize this voice actor.
Oh, you bet. I can make you a
Look at
deal on a
that.
busted turburator, a mangled carbonizer, or I got this info bot. Guess that bombing was pretty
Hang
loud.
on. Yeah, I think
Well, you're
it's
one
from.
shrewd negotiator. I'll tell you what. I can let this infobot go for half price. Well, that's about it for me.
Let me see.
Thanks. Quit your complaining.
Megaton
I gave you a great deal.
characters.
I'm already on this
Afraid to
thing.
go out
I'm
at
already on
night?
the thing.
Afraid to go out during the day? Just
Not an
plain
ad, go
afraid?
away.
Then you need this. The
David
Ultimate
K
Unlimited.
is his
This
voice
makes the
actor.
ultimate and personal defense system.
Known
Is
as,
now
you know,
taking pre-orders.
They-
Get yours before it's too late.
basically,
Now that's what I call
Megatron in Beast
Clank's
Machines
gonna be
Transformers
jealous
and
as he
Beast
sees
Wars
this.
Transformers.
Okay, and who is the voice actor again?
David K.
Okay, well in that case it's not who I was thinking about. He kind of reminded me of one of the characters from Fallout 3, Nathaniel Vargas, who is the old man who lives in Megaton and believes what the Enclave are spouting on the radio station. I guess they just have a similar voice.
Maybe. Yeah, now it's time for the second path. And oh boy, time for more ice physics and wind.
Please don't tell me they combine. They combine, don't they?
Yeah, you utterly missed it then. But yes, they do combine wind. It's not as bad as what you think, but this still gives me a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of worriedness.
Well,
I
at least
still-
you're pretty. At least you're standing firmly in here.
Yeah, we're just on the Magna rail. This I will consider is honestly, the only good part of this stage, I will admit. Because, like,
Right.
this part kind of just feels really tame, especially compared to what else you have to deal with.
Okay, so I might as well just ask this, but what do you consider to be the best Ratchet and Clank game, period?
Honestly, from what I've played, it's honestly a three-way tie between going commando, up your arsenal, and cracking time for clock blockers.
All right.
Because honestly, each one of them actually are really damn good things. I'll say this: the Ratchet and Clank games, after going commando, they don't really change much in ways of how they play or additional stuff.
So it's kind of like the Ratchet and Clank games are a template, and they apply new things on each entry as the games keep going.
Yeah, I would say so. Like they do change up the formula a little bit. But it's like they don't change it that bad.
Right, so would you say it's comparable to, and I don't mean comparable in terms of gameplay, but comparable in terms of how they handle the new entries? Would you say it's comparable to Assassin's Creed?
I would compare it more to Mario, honestly.
Right.
Because Nintendo kind of barely does a lot of unique stuff with Mario, but at the same time they also do add some stuff each game. So I would compare.
Okay. You'll have to be clear though. What kind of Mario are you talking about?
3D.
Because I'm thinking about 3D Mario.
Yeah, 3D.
There's a lot of difference though between each new 3D Mario game.
Yeah, but basically they're still mostly roughly the same. They just add new mechanics. And that's kind of basically what playing each Ratchet and Clank game does. Like they still feel the same, but they at least keep each game playing differently so that it's still kind of a new experience.
Alright.
Unless, of course, if you're comparing Galaxy 1 to Galaxy 2. Because then you're literally just playing the exact same game.
I still find it insane though that Galaxy 2 was the only time they ever made like a expansion pack sequel kind of thing.
Hey, it's Quark!
Captain Quark!
Where?
Come on, Quark, I know it's
He
you.
lived.
The name's Steve. Pleased to meet you.
Imagine being called Steve.
To know where Drek is before it's too late.
Did you say too late? Sir, it is never too late to acquire the latest in the long line of quality products from Gadgetron.
So why is he
I
here?
have for you
Why is he
today
pretending to
only
be
the Gadgetron PDA.
Steve?
Public display of a
He's hiding his identity.
No, personal delivery assistant.
Well, he's
He's
not
hot.
doing a good job.
Yeah, he really isn't.
I mean, maybe he would be more successful if he actually, you know, took off his clothing, but then he'd probably go in jail.
Thank you, and have a quark-tastic day.
Okay, now it's not even trying anymore.
Nothing.
No. Quark's just pretending. But now we have the PDA. Basically, with this, we can contact Gadgetron and get basically ammo and weapons whenever we need to. But they come with a very increased price. Not
PDA.
Not even the Persuader helps with that.
A PDA.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell this game is old.
Yeah, no, Quark's totally hiding his identity because it's basically a twist no, I'll keep it. But yeah, no, Quark's just literally just hiding his identity. And now it's time for basically the part of this stage that gives me the most anxiety. I'll tell you about it when we reach that particular part of this part, but goddamn, I hate this part because of how
Spotlights. Is this a stealth section?
No. Well, technically yes, but you can take those things out. You can take those things out.
Alright.
So it's not fully a stealth. They do not go. They've not used stealth in this game. Unless maybe Secret Agent Clank has stealth.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm not surprised there's no stealth in this game, because this came out at a time where games knew what they were and didn't try to be everything at once.
Hint, hint, Jack 2. Thank Christ. I believe there's also... Oh no, there's one more time we encounter these enemies.
What do these kind of enemies do?
They're just basically small little enemies.
Right.
They're just basically a more robotic version of those enemies. I just need to get the swing shot. God, this part always gives me anxiety. We're not nearing it, but we are very close to the part that gives me anxiety.
I mean, to be fair, the two turrets shooting at
No,
was already kind of exciting.
Shut up. Shut up. And now we have a group of 3 of these.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Turrets are fucking bullshit.
It kind of depends on what type of turrets you're dealing with, though. Like, these ones are totally fine. The ones here are totally fine because you can just easily jump over them whenever those shots get near you. And you also can very easily kill them in one shot.
Are there any different kind of turrets, or is it just this one?
There's just this one.
Alright. So it's not like there's one with a higher rate of fire, or
no.
One that like shoots explosive rounds.
No.
Alright.
And now here's the point where I get really anxious. And there's actually really good reason for this too, because
what should be those fucking spider robot things
no,
from Breath of the
Wild? No, it's worse.
You know, I don't think you can get worse than the spider robot things.
How about
from Breath of the
basically
Wild.
grapple points over floating platforms? That move.
No, I still think the spider robots from Breath of the Wild.
I believe this happened to me in the original version. I legit had one where basically I ended up latching onto one, but ended up clipping through a side and falling to my death. And the only checkpoint for this part is at the beginning.
Oh!
Yeah, now you can see why this part caused me so much anxiety.
Well, you made it.
There's more. There's more of that shit.
Nah, you got the worst behind you.
No, I don't.
Go knock.
No, I don't. Because this next one because this next part is the one that I've actually had that happen to me.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It doesn't happen to me in this playthrough, though. It's never happened to me since, but I still always get really nervous about that.
Do you think it's something they might have fixed for the HD version?
Maybe.
Although that requires effort, and most of the time those HD conversions are literally just like, yeah, we're putting the game on modern platforms. And at some moments, the HD version is actually worse than the original version.
I mean, this one's kind of decently. This one's kind of decent.
Oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank is probably perfectly fine. I'm mainly talking about the Silent Hill HD collection. Like, that was a total clusterfuck. and I do remember...
Or the Switch version of the Arkham trilogy. Which you can't... With that one, you can't even blame on the Switch.
Wait, I thought the Switch version for Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are perfectly fine. It's Arkham Knight where the problem is.
Yeah. Going from that platform to this one, that's where I've died, because I flipped off the tilting up part and fell to my death.
Alright. But yeah, I don't think it's fair to say the Arkham trilogy, because Arkham Knight really is the only game with problems.
Granted, Arkham Knight's had granted, even on the other versions of Knight, it's still bad.
Well, it's fixed now, but I will say that Arkham Knight, when it launched, like the 1.0 version, terrible.
Yep.
And I just, like, I don't know, like, on one hand, I would say, but they fixed it, guys, but then I'd kind of be contradicting myself, because there are several games which I, to this day, refuse to touch, just because when it launched, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm also saying that because I just have no interest in it, and I'm kind of sick of people going like, hey man, you should play No Man's Sky. And if I just go like, yeah, well, it sucked at the beginning, I have something to just constantly tell them to get them off my back. Because, you know, some people just couldn't understand the word no, and they actually need a reason. Even though that's, in my opinion, a severely toxic mindset.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have one point of health left, and there's only one checkpoint.
No.
How do you proceed?
Congratulations.
Yeah, welcome to the Morpho Ray.
Morpho
Almost every game has one of these types of weapons. It just basically turns the monster into a thing. And you notice I only got 3 of the 4 gold bolts. When you complete all of the objectives, that happens. That's where the last bolt is for the stage.
Alright.
And God, this also kind of sucks. This also kind of sucks too. It's all one big swing shot course. And it's honestly,
I mean, it looks pretty.
This is only the first part.
I mean, it's still more engaged than, you know, the grappling hook stuff in Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah. But at least in Royal, you didn't have to basically grapple to a flying thing.
True, but then you didn't grapple to a lot of things.
True.
It's just every now and then it's like, hey, here's a grappling thing.
True.
But then it's also kind of understandable because it's more for unlocking secrets. Because the dungeons were already made, so it's not like you can change about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
That reminds me, where are you right now in Persona 5?
I haven't touched it since I stopped playing.
So you still only beat Okumura.
I still haven't done wrapped up Okumura.
Oh.
So I'm busy kind of planning how to set up Arsene. Because
Wait,
yes,
you're actually
I'm one of those weirdos that keeps the protagonist's persona throughout the whole game. At least for basically when I can upgrade the skill, alter the skills of the persona. So portable for 3 and hopefully reloaded for 3, and golden for 4.
I still don't know how to feel about Persona 3 Reload.
I'm excited for it.
Like, I hastily started my Persona 3 FES playthrough, just kind of planning to just power through it, you know, putting the game on easy mode, which gives me 10 items which I can use, which allow me to instantly revive if I get knocked down. Which is kind of more important than you think, because Persona 3, both regular and Persona 3 FES, have the bad habit of booting you back to the main menu if you fall in battle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is, so on easy mode you get 10 items which allow you to instantly revive if you fall in battle. That's not 10 for every visit. That's 10 throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I'm in November. I caught like very little of the plot, but I'm kind of hoping that the point where I can go like, okay, yeah, what's the first ending which allows me to get New Game Plus? Because I know I'm gonna be doing that.
The bad ending.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends, because if I'm not... I don't know, like, Persona 3 is one of those weird kind of things where the bad ending is, I believe, the one where your character lives on in, like, an alternate version of reality.
No, basically, the bad ending for 3 is essentially, yeah, no, I'm not gonna kill you. So we're just all going to just jump straight to graduation, and then we all die.
Like, everyone dies.
No, everyone dies in the bad ending for 3. At least with the bad ending for at least in the two Persona 4 bad endings. And hell, I think the new bad ending for Golden doesn't even have one death. While the original bad ending, poor Nanako dies. I could be wrong in that. I don't actively go for the bad ending in any Persona game. I could be wrong in thinking
so
that
is this the part where I confirm Yu and basically confirm that I'm a heartless bastard?
Well, okay,
Nah,
that's
I'm
not a case of heartless bastard, because Persona 4 has a really, really bad method of trying to get to the true ending. Persona 4 has a really bad method. You need to basically think that you need to stop listening to mob mentality and wanting to kill Namatame in order to get the good true ending. Yeah,
well, to be fair, Persona, it doesn't shy away from doing the old, no, don't kill people. Killing people is bad. Like, Persona, you're not a murderer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they intended to.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But still. No. Even the new bad ending in Golden doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah, but anyway, to summarize,
You just basically side with Dachi.
In the first possible ending of Persona 4 Golden, which allows you to use the save for New Game Plus, Nanako dies.
Yep.
That's the ending that I got, and I still need to continue playing Persona 4 Golden.
Because goddamn it, Edgy, you let a little girl die.
just like I need to continue playing Persona 3 Fizz. And just like I should probably play Persona 5 Royal again, but on a different device, because I cannot carry over my save data from the PS4 version. I am probably going to get the PS5 version though, because the PlayStation versions have the one feature that I like, that I feel is pretty much essential for the proper Persona 5 Royal experience. And that being that if you rub the touchpad while you're in Memento, so if you're driving the Morgana car, you can actually hear a purring sound coming from the controller.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, but they're not going to do that for anything for Persona 3. Sadly, you can't.
No,
pet
but
Koromaru
or
Aegis.
No, but well, you can pet Koromaru.
Not with the touchpad. Not with the touchpad.
No, with the touchpad. No,
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I just find it really interesting that they put it in. Like it's such a we don't need it kind of attention to detail. You can only love it.
Yeah,
and it's also because of that I kind of feel like I did my cousin a disservice by giving her the Switch version. But then
I
their
mean, okay,
PS4
I
kind
think
of
the
has
Switch version would allow you to do that. I'm actually gonna go look.
With what touchpad?
The touch screen. The screens can touch. Screens can be touched.
I mean, maybe by shaking the controller, but that doesn't really imply petting Morgana. That implies hitting Morgana. Which, to be fair, in the Okumura saga of the game, I can understand wanting to do that.
I'm checking. No, that's just about the PS4 5 version.
I do wonder if you can do it in the PC version if you have a PS4 or PS5 controller hooked up.
Yeah, you actually can pet Morgana on the Switch version.
Oh, really?
You actually can. Just use the touchscreen, and you're petting the cat car.
Okay, here's the thing though. I keep forgetting
that the Switch has a touchscreen.
Everyone
does. Everyone does.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I use the thing constantly to play Sudokus in the train, but at that point I'm not conscious that it's a Switch. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like my second phone. But the moment you have the Switch docked, it's kind of the moment when you forget the thing has a touchscreen.
Yeah, you do.
But anyway, this is very valid information to have, and I'm certainly going to tell my cousin about it. But I don't think she can do anything with it because she's at the Royal part of Persona 5 Royal.
So she's at the new stuff. She's at the new stuff.
Yeah. And she's further than you, so
I know that.
Get to it.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna be doing playing Reloaded soon. So no.